This is the world's toughest safe to crack. The corridor alone cost $100 million to build. As soon as someone enters, it will activate the multi-matrix biometric system. It's a 360-degree observation of the entrance posture and pace. There's no way to imitate this kind of dynamic capture, and after passing through this corridor, they need to be verified by both facial recognition and a special key to successfully open the safe. But that's not the only thing that makes the safe a godsend. Inside the safe room are sophisticated temperature sensors. Any change in temperature above 5 degrees triggers an alarm. The code to turn off the sensor changes daily. It's almost impossible to break it. But in the face of these obstacles, the highly intelligent Matt had already thought of a countermeasure. He assembled a team of 6, started this legendary burglary. Matt put on his night clothes, sneaked into the home of the head of security to place the signal modifier. Then he found a cup with a fingerprint on it, sprayed it with powder, and then he taped it to the glass and got the supervisor's fingerprints. Then went to the bathroom. He found the supervisor's contact lens case. He put a drop of medicine into it, and the next day, after the supervisor used the contact lens with the material, his whole eyeball turned red. He had an ophthalmologist come in to check it out, and the doctor is impersonated by Jack from the team. It looks like he's testing the eyeballs with a device, but he had already scanned the supervisor's face. After some sophisticated 3D printing, the robber managed to create a mask with the same facial features as the supervisor. With this supervisor's face, the driver entered the building early, threw a sensor into the toilet and flushed it. As the water flowed, the entire plumbing structure of the building is revealed. The same goes for the ventilation ducts. They put the sensors in and got the structure of the building's ventilation system. And where all the systems meet, that's where the safe is. Everything is ready. The robbers are on the move. They put on their fake building uniforms. They quietly transported their equipment to the door. Then they electrified the door handle. When the security guard tried to open the door, he was stunned on the spot and fell asleep. A few people walked into the building and used anesthetic needles to knock out the rest of the security guards. They took their security cards. They made it to the vault. They took out the transparent cloth and sealed the corridor. Then they set up the pipes. When the high-tech biometric system in the corridor is activated, they released the bees hidden in the boxes into the corridor through the pipes. Hordes of bees have jammed the device's infrared detectors. $100 million worth of high-tech equipment has been disabled. Matt walks slowly through the bees in his camouflage uniform. The device doesn't recognize anyone in the hallway at this time, and the supervisor's surveillance showed that the safe room was quiet because the signal modifier Matt installed that night modified all the surveillance footage he could see. At the end of the hallway, Matt placed the queen bee on the glass. The bees regrouped here in large numbers, making room for him to crack the code. Matt was already wearing the special mask. The system has recognized the supervisor's facial features. A second verification was opened. Matt was an expert carver. He has also copied the shape of the key in stone. As the door slowly opened, they finally passed the first test. The temperature sensor in the safe room is activated and rising at a rate of 1 degree per minute. That means they only have 5 minutes to solve the problem. Matt rushed to contact his partner outside and urges her to set up the explosive device. The more tense the moment, Amy is more cautious. With only 1 minute left, she finally set the explosives. Her teammates pushed the button. The water pipe at the top of the safe room was successfully blown open. A large amount of water seeped into the safe room. The temperature sensors at the top of the safe room were shorted out by the water. Now they can finally get inside. Start cracking the safe. A safe of this caliber requires 2 locks to be opened at the same time. They plugged in professional sound amplifiers, both of them working at the same time to open the door. Under Matt's direction, the locks on the safes were successfully jammed. The first locker was successfully opened. They opened the box and saw the bonds. The robbers screamed with excitement, but they couldn't stop at the task at hand. They start cracking the next safe as fast as they can. Matt was in charge of transporting the bonds upstairs by elevator, and then his partner takes them out. Everything was in order. With $5 billion in bonds, the team thinks that's enough. It's wise to call it a day, but the paranoid Matt didn't agree.